Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, get ready, because today we're breaking down a massive, hypothetical clash for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's Mexico taking on South Africa. Now, if you remember their explosive 1-1 draw back in the 2010 World Cup opener, the one ignited by Sifiwait Shabalala's absolute thunderbolt of a goal, then you already know this matchup guarantees pure electricity on the global stage. That history, it casts a long, long shadow over any future meeting between these two.
So, the crucial question hanging over this potential fixture is pretty straightforward. Who actually has the edge here? When that first whistle blows, is it going to be El Tri's historic World Cup pedigree carrying the day? Or will it be Bafana Bafana's surging hunger to disrupt the whole traditional footballing hierarchy? It's just a fascinating clash of distinct footballing cultures, and it definitely demands a closer look.
And keep in mind, the 2026 tournament is operating on a totally unprecedented scale. We're talking an expansion to 48 teams across North America. For Mexico and South Africa, this completely changes the calculus. You've got a grueling travel schedule across multiple time zones, plus that intense, humid North American summer heat. It's really going to severely test both nations' endurance and squad depth way, way beyond your standard 90-minute match.
All right, let's dive into this ultimate prediction by heading straight to the tactical drawing board. We're breaking down the critical variables that actually win football matches, right? We're talking formations, midfield control, exploiting structural weaknesses, and capitalizing on transition play. Because at this level, this is exactly where the game shifts from raw passion to cold, calculated execution.
Section 1. The matchup. Mexico versus South Africa. Head-to-head anticipation.
We are really looking at a profound tactical contrast here. On one side, you have Team Mexico. They rely heavily on high-pressing wingers, always looking to suffocate the opposition early and completely dominate possession in that final third. But then, on the other side, Team South Africa is built on sheer tactical resilience. They often deploy a highly disciplined low-block defense that's designed to just absorb pressure and then, bam, spring forward with immediate punishing intent.
Honestly, forecasting the outcome of a 2026 Mexico-South Africa match is incredibly difficult because of these warring intangibles. Look, Mexico carries a massive geographical and climatic advantage. They're essentially playing on their home continent. But South Africa brings this dangerous, unpredictable momentum to the pitch. It's that kind of fearless energy that historically shatters well-laid plans and completely evens the playing field against heavy favorites.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is seeing what factors will actually decide the 2026 victor. Ultimately, it comes down to in-game adaptation. Think about it. How does South Africa handle the overwhelming pressure if they go down a goal early, right in front of a heavily partisan pro-Mexico crowd? And conversely, how does Mexico maintain their tactical composure if their high press completely fails to crack South Africa's defensive shell by, say, the 60th minute?
To answer that, we have to look at the collision course of their respective ambitions. Step 1 is weighing Mexico's desperate drive to finally break the infamous quinto partido, that fifth-game curse that has literally haunted them for decades. Step 2, weighing South Africa's intense desire to put African football right back at the absolute pinnacle of the world stage. And that brings us to Step 3, the final prediction.
Let's map out exactly how both teams secure a win. Mexico's path to victory relies heavily on dictating the midfield tempo, forcing South Africa out wide, and converting those early set-piece opportunities. South Africa's path, though, that hinges entirely on the transition game. When they win that ball back deep in their own half, they need lethal, lightning-fast counterattacks to exploit the enormous spaces left behind by Mexico's advancing fullbacks.
And in a knockout scenario, the tension just builds exponentially. Every single second feels like a lifetime. We're talking about the sheer agony of a late VAR decision, the devastating psychological weight of a looming penalty shootout, or just the brutal, leg-cramping fatigue that sets in during the 89th minute of a sweltering summer game. That is when pure tactics absolutely give way to pure survival.
Section 2. The final prediction. Who takes the victory?
And this brilliantly illustrates why this exact debate, Mexico versus South Africa, who will win, is currently raging among pundits and fans worldwide. It really captures everything we love about international football. The sheer curiosity of matching up these two squads with their totally contrasting styles and shared history. It proves exactly why the World Cup remains an unmatched global phenomenon.
So who wears the mantle of the 2026 favorite, and who's the underdog here? Well, on paper, Mexico is the clear favorite. They're backed by a higher FIFA ranking, super consistent historical tournament appearances, and a massive home continent advantage. Yet, South Africa possesses that highly dangerous underdog magic. They have this proven ability to close ranks, absorb relentless attacks, and just unleash an upset that completely disrupts the entire bracket. So,
The clash is set. It's Mexico's attacking, high-press flair against South Africa's unbreakable, counter-attacking resilience. Who do you have taking the win in 2026? Is it Mexico or South Africa? Analyze those geographical advantages, weigh up the historical burdens, and make your pick. Thank you so much for joining me.